looks okay.
Hey, it's your girl Cathy Jean-Francois coming to you from the New York City area. I am owner and founder of CFIT Coaching. Welcome back to my channel. And I'm really excited for you. I'm excited for me. I'm excited because I have a treat for you. This is my fraternal twin sister, Cathy.
Hey.
And we're here talking about, of course, here at CFIT Coaching, we're all about health and wellness, fitness and nutrition. And for those of you who have been following me even for a little bit, you know that fitness is my jam. So with regards to fitness, I've been trying to get Cathy here for a while. I mean, I see my twin all the time, but it's been a minute since I've been trying to get her to or schedule time with each other so that we can jump on to a YouTube live and talk about some things. So as you know, I'm all fitness. My sister is also an avid worker outer.
Exercise.
She exercises quite frequently, but the reasons why she exercises is vastly different from the reason why I pick up a set of dumbbells, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So Cathy, welcome to my channel.
Thank you.
I would like you to meet my audience, meet Cathy, my fraternal twin sister. So without anything further, I want to hear from you. Why is it that you exercise? Because we know that you exercise for very different reasons than I do.
Well, yeah, at first it started off with, I guess you want to call it vanity, when we started going to the Twins Festival together.
Twins Festival.
Yeah, and you said to me, well, okay, if you don't work out, then, I'm going to be the fit, hot twin and you're not going to be.
That's so cruel. That was rude of me.
But it worked. It worked because I started working out on a regular basis. And not only did I see a change in my physical appearance, and I loved it. I love looking good, and I love looking more like you. But also, I started noticing that I hadn't been suffering with depression as much as I used to.
Okay, so let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
You suffer with depression.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is this something that you've suffered with forever, for a long time, just a couple of years?
No, this is something that I've been dealing with since I was probably about 11 or 12 years old.
Okay.
Never put a name to it, didn't really quite understand what I was going through until my 20s.
Until your 20s. So here we are. We were already in our 30s when we started going to the Twins Festival, right? Mm-hmm. And by this time, were you seeking professional help? Were you?
I was seeing a therapist, and the therapist put me on Zoloft. I think it was, and I happily referred to Zoloft as my happy pills because I knew that it was supposed to stabilize my mood and all that. But I never did anything else beyond that to help with depression because I didn't know if there was anything else left.
Were you seeing any psychiatrists or anything like that?
Yeah, I was seeing the therapist, but after a while, I stopped working and I no longer had insurance, so I couldn't keep up with the therapy appointments, nor could I keep up with the medication. So something had to change, and completely by accident, I found that exercise helped me because I went through that phase where I exercise on a regular basis in order for me to look good, and then in that process, in those months, I realized that I wasn't as moody, depressed, sad as I used to be. And I was like, well, what changed? And the only thing that had changed was that I started exercising every day.
Wow.
And I don't know the science behind it or anything, but I just know that that's the only thing that had changed. But I also have a theory as to why that helped me with my depression.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay. So around that same time, we were also keeping in touch with a couple of our cousins.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And we had like weekly meetings with them, just accountability meetings. And we also formed a group where we
paired off.
There was
two of them and two of us. So we paired off into teams,
Mm-hmm.
and it was very competitive, and so it was one team against the other, and to get our fitness together
on track.
On track. Right.
So that helped. Also, the fact that we met every single week to talk about the things that we wanted to do in our lives, the things that were bothering us, the things that we wanted to move towards our goals. Um, and not only that, but listening. I used we use Beachbody.com, right?
Yes, Beachbody.
And the trainers on Beachbody, they would say their um, positive talk, like, oh, you can do this, you're stronger than you think.
Encouraging,
They
uplifting.
encouraging words and uplifting words, and so I think all of that, the combination of the exercise, the positive encouragement,
Okay,
encouraging words,
Roxy.
and also us getting together, talking about our goals, and I think all of that work together. We worked as a community together so that we can get to our goals. Here, come here, sweetheart. Um, so I feel like the exercise was the catalyst. It was the catalyst for me to become my better self. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. It does. So it's proven that when you exercise, the hormones are released, and you just feel good about yourself, like the serotonin, all that stuff that happens chemically in the brain, and that's what lends itself to better moods.
Yeah.
And because now, not so you started exercising for us to look a little bit more alike, because I was, by that point, this was before I became a fitness trainer, but I was very into my training. Actually, I think it was right around the same time.
Yeah.
Because it was after the car accident, etc., etc. So it was right around the same time. I was a brand new fitness trainer, so I was all about it. You jumped on board so that we wouldn't look too different, right? For the Twins Festival, because we're fraternal twins as it is. So we definitely wanted to appear a little bit more alike. But then you found that you kind of liked it.
I kind of liked it.
But not only that, you started seeing the shift in your mood. And so is that what kind of drew you to it and said, oh yeah, this is something I can't stop anytime soon?
Yeah, definitely. I wasn't as crazy. I know you love fitness. I don't love fitness, but I know the benefits, so I make sure that I do it. But
wait, can I just stop you there? That was just a really important distinction, that you don't love it, but you know the benefits, and that's what keeps you. That's what keeps you going. Yeah, it keeps you going, making sure that it's a part of your daily regimen, or not even daily, but it's a part of your regimen. This is something that you do on a regular basis.
Yes.
Do you regard it as a chore?
No, I don't regard it as a chore. There are days when I'm just like, oh God, I don't really like working out, and I'll spend 2 hours in my workout outfit before I work out. But but I don't see it as a chore. It's part of my regimen. It's part of my routine. It's part of my day. If I don't work out, then something's a little off, But and I'm not gonna say that like right after my workouts, oh, I'm on a high, I feel good. It doesn't work like that. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what the science behind it is, but all I know is that it helped to alleviate my depression.
And so, are you still on medication? Do you still see a therapist?
Okay, so I'm not. I haven't been on medication in over, I'm gonna say 15 years. Wow. And
I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah.
No, seriously, I didn't realize it was that long.
See. Yeah, it's about 15 years.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
And part of that was the exercise.
Yeah, part of that was the exercise. But I stopped taking medication, understand, because I no longer had the insurance for it.
But okay, so you no longer had the insurance, so you stopped taking the medication.
Right.
But you found that with the exercise, you not only didn't need it, but you actually were feeling quite good.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Without being medicated.
Right. Okay. Now understand that there are times when I get into a depressive mood, and I shut myself off from the world, and I'm not being creative and all that stuff, but it doesn't happen chronically like it used to. Okay.
Got it.
And so I forgot what I was saying. So when I felt like, when I understood what was happening, I made sure that this is something that I do on a regular basis. And I didn't mind doing it on a regular basis. I don't love it, but I didn't mind it because I knew that I would, it's
It
still,
had different benefits.
it had different
It
benefits.
had
Yeah.
the physical
Yeah.
benefits, and now you know that it contributed to your mental health.
Yeah, exactly. So, and also, like I said, but I feel like it was a cocktail of things, a combination, right?
What was your cocktail? Many likes to know. Many would like to know.
Okay, so my cocktail was the exercise on a daily basis, at least 20 minutes to a half hour. That's all I did. And then I would listen to these motivational videos on YouTube. I had them on while I was getting ready in the morning to go to work, on my way to work, and then on my way back home from work and all that. Had those motivational tapes on, and in the mornings I would wake up really crazy early. Well, what some people would consider crazy early, and I would do 10 minutes of meditation, 10 minutes of affirmations. So this was not something that I was just like, oh, this is so easy. It wasn't. It was a challenge, and something that I had to. It was work. Something that I had to. It was consistency. Yes, yes. So I did this for like I'm gonna say at least a couple of years before I let go of a few things. So I no longer do affirmations all the time, or this positive talk all the time, but I do meditate, and I still do the exercise. That's the exercise, not something I'm gonna let go. Yeah, the working out. And so like I said, I just found that cocktail, that combination that worked for me.
Okay. So it was all a mix, and it took time for you to see what works for you, see what you can let go at a certain time, but you know that you have those tools.
Yeah.
So that anytime you would need them, you can go back to the affirmations and the positive self-talk,
Mhm,
and the meditation.
Yeah.
You also suggest, you said, and also the exercise. Now you
Yeah.
said the exercise is not going anywhere. That's one of the things you won't let go.
No, I won't let go of it.
Okay.
No, absolutely not. Oh, no. Oh, I think I know where I lost my train of thought before was a therapist.
Okay.
Right. So I there was a number of months, maybe probably close to a year or two, where I was exercising, doing the self-talk affirmations and all that, but I started feeling like I was going towards a downward spiral of another depressive, moment. And so that's when I sought another therapist. And I found her fairly easily, fairly quickly. And I was seeing her for 7.5 years until this past November, when she told me that she was no longer taking my insurance. And ever since then, I've been trying to find a new therapist. And I really feel that talk therapy for me was also a number one factor.
Okay.
So that added to my cocktail of things that I do.
So opening it up,
Yeah.
and speaking to a professional.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I love that.
Mm.
Oh, wow. So, if there's any type of suggestion you would like to tell the audience, anybody who's listening that's actually gripping onto what you're saying and feeling like, oh my goodness, maybe that is my answer, what kind of advice or suggestion you would like to make to anybody who might be suffering from depression or any type of mental health issues that might be considering exercise? What would you have to tell them?
I would say that try exercise at least. Look, I started off at 10 minutes a day. There was Tony Horton had it's called the 10-minute trainer, a program called 10-minute trainer, and all I did was work out for just 10 minutes a day. That's all and then I progressively got
Put in more
put in
time.
more time. And I did that because I felt like, well, gosh, I'm spending all this time getting ready for a 10-minute workout.
I
But
love that story.
so I was like, I might as well work out for a little bit more than 10 minutes. And that's what I did. But I did it when I was ready. I upped it to 20 minutes, and then 30 minutes. And then there were days where I was working out for like 2 hours. I was like, all right, what else you got?
I remember those days.
Yeah. I don't do that anymore, but it felt good to do that. I felt good about myself. I felt good about what I was doing for my body. Never mind how it made me look. It was how it made me feel, really. So I'm going to say that, and I'm also going to tell people, like, don't be afraid to reach out to a therapist. It can be a challenge to find the right one.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm trying to find a new one, and it's not been an easy thing to do, but don't be afraid to reach out to a therapist. In my studies, not studies, but in my research on depression and how it affects many African Americans, I realized that African Americans don't like going to a therapist. It's stigmatizing for them, and they don't want people to know their business and all that stuff. But I'm just saying, like, for anyone, like, just try it out, and if it's not for you, it's not for you, and I just say that exercise really helped me, and it brought me to a mindset where I was able to allow other things to help me overcome depression. So
That's so interesting.
yeah.
Okay, brought you to a place where you can open up to other means of
Of self-care.
self-care. Self-care. I love that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think this is a good place for us to wrap it up. I really enjoyed discussing it with you. Many of the things that we spoke about, I knew, but you bringing up certain things in a different way, I was like, oh, wait, really? So it's always refreshing to have these discussions with you and hear what you have to say and what your take on all this exercise business is about. So like I said, I'm the one who loves to exercise. Cathy jumped in. Cathy jumped on board. So for because we're twins, and it was pretty much the physical aspect of it. And in that, she found a lot of healing. So if anybody takes anything away from that, please let it be that exercise. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. Health and wellness has so much more to do than the food at the end of our forks and how many squats that we do. And this is just a clear-cut example. And I'm happy that you found healing in that, because then it gives you more than just the physical reason to exercise and pick up a set of dumbbells and do those extra squats. So that's pretty cool too. So let the folks know what you're up to, because you are up to a lot. You're not just somebody who's just exercising and benefiting from it, but you're also an advocate for those suffering with mental health. So let folks know what you do, how to find you, what projects you're up to.
So, all right, I'm on. I have a blog called Cathy's Cross of Depressive's Positive Perspective, and you can find that cathyscross.wordpress.com.
I'll put the link.
Okay.
I'll put the link in.
And that's my blog about the positive perspective I take despite my dealing with depression. And I'm also on Clubhouse. I don't know how many people out there are aware of Clubhouse, but every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, and you're a very big supporter of that, I do a Clubhouse room on Black Coffee, Honey, and Grits Clubhouse club room.
Black Coffee, Honey, and Grits club.
Okay. Where we talk about issues under the mental health umbrella. And they're issues that I don't necessarily know much about, but I do a little bit of research, and then we have a discussion about it, and we allow people to talk about their experiences with it, and it's a great experience. So
it's a great place for us to normalize the conversation around mental health, because even though it's come out since the pandemic, I feel like it's really come to the forefront that many people are suffering with many types of mental health conditions. But it's not, that conversation is not normalized. People still don't like to talk about it. It's something that people still shy away from to talk about. And it's some things that people are still thinking that, I'm broken because I don't think and feel like everybody else. So in that Clubhouse room, Cathy has a show, and we talk about it. We open up the conversation and provide a safe space so people can talk about it, and we respect one another, and they don't have to feel like they'll be judged or mocked or ridiculed. So that's that. So you spoke about the weekly show on Clubhouse. You spoke about your blog. What else?
I haven't been talking about this a lot lately. I don't know if you've noticed, but I did write a novel that I am going to self-publish. Right now, I'm in the process of getting it edited. And it's a novel about a young woman who's suffering with depression and how she deals with it. And she tries to come to terms with her depression.
Roxy, stop.
She tries to come to terms with her depression by learning secrets that her late mother left behind. So
so your main character is dealing with the depression.
Yes.
And then this is like how she works through it and how she goes through, how it's come about and all that stuff.
Roxy, stop it.
Roxy, she's chewing up my furniture. Please don't do that, sweetie. I love you. Did you see her face?
Yeah.
She like, oh, yeah. Like, oh, she felt that. I love you. I do. Oh. Yes, baby. Please don't eat my furniture. So this book, it's being edited, and you're looking to self-publish, or?
Yes.
Oh, you're looking to self-publish?
I'm looking to self-publish before the year is out.
Before the year is out. Okay, folks, you heard it here. She's looking to self-publish because I know for a while you're pursuing being published traditionally.
Yeah.
All right. So before the end of the year, all right, folks, could you hold her accountable so that she could get this out? Did you see her face? Your face was like, oh no. Well, we're looking forward to it. And can we find you on anywhere on social media?
Oh yeah, I'm on Facebook, Cathy Jean-Francois, and I'm on Instagram, Cathy_Marie and the number 1.
Okay. And so your book is called
The Box.
Your book is called The Box, and you have a blog called Cathy's Cross, a depressive's positive perspective.
Yes.
And all of those links will be in the notes. And I promise, eventually I'll get to them. Hi, Roxy. And so that you could just click away and see what she's up to and support her, right? Hey, baby, you want my attention? She wants attention. So we're just going to have to run because Roxy needs attention, right, baby? And we're just so happy to give it to her. Roxy is Cathy's dog.
So cute.
Thanks for joining us. So this was a nice conversation with
great.
me and my twin, and you guys get to listen and hear what she has to say. So hopefully you come back and we can maybe even do a workout together.
Yeah, I'll think about that one. Let's see.
Thank you for watching. Thanks, Roxy, for being here. Thank you for watching. Please, if you have not already, like, comment, subscribe, and share to this channel. You're here at C-Fit Coaching. And this is Cathy Jean-Francois, and I want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Yay. Bye,
We should
see you
hug it
next time. Huh?
We should hug it out.
Oh, she said we should hug it out. Ciao, ciao. End stream.
Okay. Do you